Welcome to the Law Firm Practice Management Advice Podcast.
The fundamentals of business.
Join Kirk Stange of Stange Law Firm as he discusses helpful strategies, tools, and insights to grow and manage a legal practice.
Good ideas are simple.
From improving client relationships to managing your team and scaling your practice, this podcast offers practical advice for navigating the challenges of law firm management.
Shall we proceed?
Now, here's your host, Kirk Stange.
Welcome to Law Firm Practice Management Advice. We have an interesting topic today. The topic is how to assess attorney candidates. And this episode today is based on an article on my blog, lawfirmpracticemanagementadvice.com, dated October 10th, 2021. And the title of the article is How to Rank Attorney Candidates. So as a follow-up to the episode today, go on over to my blog and read this article on this same topic for more information. But let's go ahead and jump on in to the topic at hand. Obviously, in a law firm, it's important to hire lawyers, and the better choices law firms make in terms of their attorney hires can obviously go a long way toward the success of the law firm, can lead to happier clients. Having happier clients obviously is a good thing. You want to be able to provide competent, communicative, and diligent service to all of your clients. As a law firm owner, the better attorneys you hire as well, the more happy you will be owning a law firm. You'll have less turnover. You'll have lawyers who are teachable, coachable, and that are ultimately a pleasure to have at your law firm. All right. If you make good attorney hires too, you're going to have people who work hard. They're good team members. And this really is a key component in terms of having a successful law firm that serves the client's needs and that makes it a happy place for everybody to be at within the law firm itself. All right. On the flip end, if a law firm makes bad hires, it can obviously cause a lot of problems. It can result in short-term problems and long-term problems. And again, this can lead to turnover. It can lead to unhappy clients. If there's unhappy clients, the word can get out, and this can lead to less referrals and repeat business. So making good hires is very critical for any law firm that wants to succeed. And so the question is, how do you assess attorney candidates in your law firm? How do you rank attorney candidates? How do you decide whether to hire candidate A or not hire candidate A? This is the question and the topic at hand today in this podcast. And I think any law firm that has the idea of having, growth, that they want to scale, they want to expand, you've got to get this piece figured out. Not having this piece figured out can make it very much like you're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back, oftentimes because there's turnover, there's unhappy clients, and you don't want any of this, all right? So law firm owners, come up with a system. Take some time to really think in terms of what it is you're looking for in your law firm and attorney candidates. What do you like? What do you not like? What are the attributes you're looking for? What are the attributes you don't want? Come up with your own system and then try to stick to it. But for me personally, the way I've done this is this, which is I've created a ranking system in terms of how I rank candidates, and I put them in 4 general tiers. And I try to hire from tier 1 as much as possible. If those candidates are there, sometimes I hire from tier 2. Try to stay away from tier 3 and tier 4 if I can, right? Obviously, this isn't neat. It isn't perfect. Sometimes you interview candidates and you think you kind of understand where they're coming from and you get it wrong. But having some kind of system that works for you and your law firm is really critical. But let me go through my tier 1 candidates when I do attorney hires. These are the candidates I love to meet. These are the candidates I love to hire, love to bring into my law firm. And I think, most law firms should want candidates like this. And these candidates are experienced in the area of law in which your law firm practices, and they have a good personality, right? So experience and a good personality, and these are the tier 1 candidates in my opinion, and these are the ones that you want and you can't have enough of, okay? So obviously experience, so they know the area of law, they've practiced in this area of the law, they know the nuances of it, they know the details of it, right? They're skilled at whatever practice area your law firm practices in, right? So experience, that's key, that's obvious. But when we talk about a good personality, what I mean by this is I mean candidates who are humble, candidates who are hardworking, they're dedicated, All right, these are individuals who put their clients and the law firm above themselves. Right, so humble, hardworking people put the clients, put the law firm above themselves. These people are a pleasure to have in a law firm. You truly can't have enough of these individuals within your law firm. And so this is tier one. Again, experience and a good personality. These are the the candidates you typically want to try to find. Okay, what's tier two? Okay, tier two is not experienced in the area of law, but a good personality, right? So maybe these lawyers have not practiced in this area of law, or maybe they haven't practiced a lot in this area of law, but they have really good personality attributes, right? So they're hardworking, they're coachable, they've got a desire to contribute, they're good team players, right? These are people you can mold. These are people you can teach. These are people you can shape. Right? This is tier two, not experienced, but they've got the personal attributes that you can turn these people into great attorneys, and then over the course of time, they'll jump from tier two to tier one, because after practicing a certain amount of time, they'll end up becoming experienced, and they have a good personality, right? So sometimes you might be interviewing and you can't find anybody with the experience you want, but you find somebody with a great personality, and if you find that, oftentimes that can work. If you've got the time to teach and train and coach, you can make these candidates work. All right, tier three, which is the candidates are experienced, but they don't have a good personality, right? So these individuals know the area of law, they've practiced in the area of law, they know what they're doing from a legal perspective, but they're not really humble. They're not really hardworking. They don't play in the sandbox well with others within the law firm. Okay, this is tier three. While they have the experience, it's not going to work within the law firm because of the personal attributes. Right? That's tier three. Okay, so I would take myself a good personality over somebody experienced with a bad personality. Right? Because if you bring somebody in and it's poisonous to the workplace, that's going to cause your law firm a lot more damage. Okay, that's tier three. Generally, you want to stay away. All right, tier four is the lowest rung. You normally don't want to hire from here. This is no experience and not a good personality, right? These lawyers have no experience in the area of law that you're going to need them to practice in, and they don't have a good personality, right? So these individuals could have a lot of hubris, they could have a big ego, they're not coachable, they're not trainable, they're me monsters, if you will. They're all about themselves, they put themselves above the law firm and the law firm's clients. And from my vantage point, these are the candidates you really got to stay away from unless you have just no other possible choice, okay? So tier one, tier two, tier three, and tier four. For me, tier one is what you want, the experience and the good personality. Tier two could work, not experienced, but a good personality. But generally stay away from experienced and a bad personality, or not experienced and a bad personality. I don't know why you would go there, because there's probably not a whole lot to work with if there's no experience and no personality that is helpful to the workplace. All right, so come up with your own ranking system and employ that within your law firm. If you do, then you're going to make good hires and your firm will be a lot more successful. The other thing I want to hit on a little bit more is this idea of a good personality. All right, this means different to different law firm, different things to different law firm owners. All right, but from my vantage point, a good personality in a lawyer is having that good work ethic, being humble, being a team player. All right, this is very important. Sometimes law firms, though, can be deceived. There's a charismatic candidate, they're very sociable, and so law firms want to think, okay, this person has a good personality, but maybe they're not a good team player, maybe they don't follow instructions well, maybe these lawyers don't have experience, but they think they know everything, and so be careful with personality. With personality, I think most law firms want humble, hardworking, good team ethic, and yeah, sociable and charismatic is good too, but you don't want somebody who's just out for themselves, okay? And again, every situation's different, every law firm's different. Come up with your own ranking system within your law firm. I think this is important. This is critical in terms of having a good system for making good hires, and obviously no system's perfect. At times you'll hire somebody and you think they're a good fit, doesn't work out, but you want to get this right more than you get it wrong. If you get it right more than you get it wrong, then you're going to have a law firm that's successful, and you'll be able to grow, and you'll be able to scale, and you'll have good camaraderie and teamwork and morale within your law firm. All right? So that's the topic today. The topic is how to assess attorney candidates. Again, as a follow-up to the episode, going over to lawfirmpracticemanagementadvice.com, read the article titled How to Rank Attorney Candidates. This will give you more information on this topic, but thanks for tuning in today. Stay tuned to our next episode coming up. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Law Firm Practice Management Advice Podcast with Kirk Stange. Kirk Stange is the president and founding partner of Stange Law Firm, a multi-state divorce and family law practice. For more insight on similar law firm management topics, visit his practice management advice blog at lawfirmpracticemanagementadvice.com.